Welcome to the Mindset Experiment, where we don't just talk about growth, we test it in real life. I'm Victoria.
And I'm Jacob. Every week, we're challenging our habits, our thinking, and the stories we've been telling ourselves, and documenting what actually changes.
This isn't about being perfect, it's about being honest.
Let's get into this week's experiment. Welcome to our book club.
Welcome to our book club. We
Read
read
that book.
this book.
It's called. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You Are a Badass by
You Are.
Jen Sincero. Sincero. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I hope I'm saying that right.
Sincero.
So yeah, I thought it was a really good book. Honestly, I thought it was a pretty good read. I thought it was a
It was
really
an
good
easy
book.
read, for sure. Not like the mindset book.
Yeah, the mindset book
was
is
a little
definitely
harder to read.
proving to be a little bit harder to read for sure.
Um,
So much so, I got my mom to read this book.
This one?
Yep, my mom got this book, and
Did
she
she finish
got
it?
not yet, because she got it as the book and the journal. So she has been like doing the journal, and she told me that the journal is like pretty like in depth, like a lot of like shadow work being
Huh.
done. Yeah, a lot of shadow work being done in the book. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Because she was like, yeah, it was like,
Definitely needs a journal
yeah, definitely.
for this.
I read it and I wanted to read it again. Like as soon as I finished it, I was like, dang, like I want to read it again almost. But also like I have other books that I'm trying to read. I don't know. I'm not a really like huge reader anyway, so I feel like
So
I don't
the
really know.
other
How do
day,
you
I
read?
was watching a podcast about reading, and they were saying to take notes on the book or highlight, like you were saying, to highlight it, and then when you do have free time or whatever, and you're reading a book already, then you could go back and just look at the highlights,
Yeah,
and it's like rereading the book, but faster, and I
your
guess
key points.
you would retain it a little bit better.
Yeah, okay.
So like,
Okay. I can do that. I also started like like instead of like I used to like feel like I copy down the whole book when I take notes. So like
okay,
that's why I didn't originally take notes on this one because I was like I'm just gonna freaking end up copying down the whole book. Like might as well like you know what I mean? Like that's stupid. So
is it
instead
or
of
is it?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. Is that a tactic? Is that like proven to be stupid? Where like you're
Yeah, I
not
guess.
necessarily copying the book verbatim, but you're taking away what you're reading.
Right, okay, so that's what I started doing instead. So I started like at the end of like the time that I would read, right? Because I was coming home and reading at the end of the night, like and reading for like that 30 minutes or like an
Mm-hmm.
hour that I got. I would read what I read, and then at the end of reading it, I would think about what I read and summarize it in my own words rather than writing down like, oh, like looking at the book and then
Jen
writing this
said,
down. Yeah.
"Yeah, I got it." Yeah.
So I felt like maybe that will help. Mm, I don't know though. We'll see.
We'll say yeah.
Anyway, I feel
So
like the underlining, I started underlining in the mindset book.
okay.
And then also like at the end, writing down my thoughts about what I read. Even if it's not like a full chapter, just like that part that I read. So, I mean, I guess notes are really only helpful if you're going back and reading them.
But why wouldn't you want to, like you said,
Exactly.
especially for something that this is what we're doing. We're
Like
definitely
this?
yeah.
Yeah, of
We're
course.
definitely gonna need to go back and read some of these things.
Yeah, because we're not reading at the same time. It's like I read the book because we're not buying two copies. You know what I mean? We're not reading the book. The
I
books that we
like the
get are
little
like,
system we have going on because
yeah,
like
that's true. I agree. I like those systems we got going on. Although by the time you finish reading the book, the Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, I feel like that one,
you'll be behind.
yeah, I'll do the same thing that I did with this one, which was like cliff
Uh,
note it real quick and then,
well,
not that I didn't remember. I mean, like a lot of the things that I read in the book, I feel like I did take away, but I had to like, it's been like 3 or 4 weeks, and there's been a lot of life that's happened in between then
for sure.
that like I didn't remember, okay, what specific points can I talk about? So I needed to like cliff note it real quick to like, oh, that's right. I did remember talking about that you create your reality. And I've really been, hitting that hard like recently and like, you know, fear. Oh yeah, I remember her talking about like how procrastination is part of being fear and like how that it's just looks different sometimes. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
those kinds of things. So What do you think about the book? What were key points? Key points for you?
So the book was good. It was their special 10th anniversary edition we read.
Oh, nice.
Um,
I didn't realize that.
was an easy read, right?
Yeah,
She makes it um like easy to understand and she's talking directly to you, not to you, I guess. Key points I took away from the book were about loving yourself, right? It begins with you. Um, without your mind being in the right mind frame, you won't accomplish your goals, right? Um,
I feel like you've been really talking about that recently,
what?
like the fact that like if you don't change your mind, then like nothing is gonna change. Like because you are like trying to eat healthier and trying to lose weight and trying to hit that hard. So like okay, you're trying to change your mindset first. Now, that's like what you're doing differently like this go around, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Cuz like you've tried to do it other times in the past, but like this go around you're like, "Okay, well that's not been working, so let me try and change something different this time." Which this time you're really hitting like the mindset and changing your mind first before you not before, but like in tandem, you know what I mean? Of
Mm-hmm.
trying to lose weight and do the make healthy eating choices.
So that's what that one's about. Um, changing your mind, right? Thinking you can do these things because you are a badass, you are capable of so much. But we hinder ourselves with that mindset. We talk down or we say we can't do things. So if you say you can't do it, you're not going to do it. Um,
Mhm.
one thing I did write down that I wasn't very clear, I guess, in the beginning, and I wanted to do more research on was about um, like how your brain works with the subconscious, um,
Or like in the beginning
like
just
how
talking
you,
about your beliefs.
yeah, well, no, like just how you're raised, right? Like unintentionally, your subconscious develops these like fears or things to nurture to protect yourself, and it's like
Mm.
throughout the book it tells you to like find like okay, so if you are negatively talking about yourself, well, what is that stemming from subconsciously, like getting to the bottom of it. That's what I wanted to like look into more of the subconscious part. Like okay, well, like if it's my subconscious, then how am I gonna stop myself and think okay, well, um I'm thinking negatively because something happened to me when I was little, and now I associate that with like not being safe. So my mind thinks like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, did you not
Yes.
get
Yeah,
that part in
like
the subconscious part in the beginning?
yes, where she was like, I want to say, was one of the examples that she gave about like where your parents struggle financially, or like they're always talking about money in a certain way. So then you grow up feeling that,
Money's bad.
right, that money is
Money's
bad.
my family doesn't spend time with me because they're chasing the money. So like now you subconsciously think
Oh, yeah, exactly.
negatively towards that.
Yes.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, do research on like finding that. Like, oh, I noticed I talk negatively about myself when Becky comes around and she says something, or you know what I mean.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's what I wanted to look more into because she didn't like
Of like why it's
get
like
in,
that and like how to
or
change it.
no, just like how to identify that. Like,
Okay.
because then once you can identify it, then you can change it, right? Like the kid who, like in the example they were talking about with the money, if once you identify that, well, you can look at it and be like, okay, well, no, money was a necessity that everybody needs to have, so like it's not a bad thing. We're just looking at it negatively, or
From that perspective.
yeah.
Yeah,
So that
that's
was
interesting.
one thing in the book that was interesting. Also talked about like the law of attraction, right? Like if you don't put
Hmm.
out there into the universe what you want and what your goal is, then it's not gonna like hear you. It's not gonna. How is it gonna give you something if it doesn't know, right? Like
Right.
so, if you gotta like manifest these things by talking about it and actively working towards these goals. She gave an example of like buying that car, right? She
Yeah.
bought a very expensive car that she had no business buying, but she used it to like catapult herself to like, oh, now I got to score higher paying job
Mhm.
to make sure I can afford my vehicle.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, I like that too. The like energy and like the vibration that you put out there is like what you attract back to you. So like if you think small, then like you're gonna act small too. So
find what you love to do and do it.
yeah, one of those two. Find what you love to do it. Like not being afraid to be yourself. Like
Believe you can do it. This was the kids. What it boiled down to is believing in yourself, and once you figure out what you want to do,
yeah,
and give it your go, and just believe and work towards that goal, and it'll happen.
right.
But you have to believe in it, and
And
you
keep
have to
working at it every day.
work at it every day.
Yeah.
So that's what that book was mainly about. I felt.
Yeah. I felt like it definitely for me it was definitely a like okay, well, like what am I looking to be and like writing that like manifest. So like um being somebody who is disciplined and being somebody that focuses on growing and creating instead of just consuming and things like that. Like that I feel like the book helped lead me to wanting to do that or like getting more clear on like what I want to be rather than just like what I want to have. You know what I mean? Because remember how I told you it's like, oh, I was like trying to sit because people tell you, oh, sit and write every single detail about yourself that you want. And like for me, that was like really hard because like I would get too lost and then we like about talking about like well who I wanted to be or what I wanted my day to look like or you know what I mean? Like, oh, well, it's not really necessarily what I want every single day to look like. So I would just like get lost in like writing and like it's not really making a lot of sense. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
like it helped me like okay well let me get really clear on like who I want to be and the values that I want to have more so than like that I want to wake up and be able to look out the window and there's like chickens in the yard. You know what I mean? like that's cool and all. And yes, I want that, but also that's not like that's definitely more like almost an outcome rather than like an identity, which is kind of like what we've been talking about that the we need to focus on more of like an identity of who we are rather than like the outcome of like what we get from it. Um so yeah, this book helped me like kind of get more clear on that.
Tells you at the end of each little section, reminds you that it starts with you, and you gotta love yourself.
Yeah, to love yourself. I thought that was cool. She does focus a
Um,
lot on that. Like the literally every single chapter ends with like love yourself and then like kind of like a different reason or like a different little meep sentence or something.
but it's true, right? Without loving yourself, then why would you achieve to be the best?
Yeah,
Like
yeah. It did talk about like embracing your weirdness too and like not being afraid to like show yourself to the world and like
everybody's
hiding
different
yourself
and has
away.
something to offer.
Yeah, for sure. It definitely made me think my dad used to say like let your freak flag fly. What I like wrote up on the board that one
Yeah,
time. So it reminded me of that, which I thought was cool.
be yourself. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
to be yourself. Let your freak flag fly.
Because if you can't be comfortable with yourself, then you're not gonna do big things.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, if
yeah.
you don't love yourself, you're not gonna do big things.
And
And
everybody's weird, honestly.
oh,
Like we're all
yeah,
weird.
that's what makes us great. Why would I want to be like you? And why would you want to be like me?
yeah, no doubt.
Like, so it's a good book.
Hmm.
Definitely would read it again, and
Yeah, definitely would
I'm
read it
better
again for
for
sure, for
reading
sure.
it for sure. Um, so thanks, Jen Cisnero, Sincero,
Sincero.
Sincero,
Thanks, Jen. How about just Jen S?
Jen S.
Jen.
Well, her name is Sincero. Sincero. Bye,
She writes
brother.
well. There's another book that we're gonna read. It's I guess it's like the second one in her little series, Your Badass series. It's You're a Badass at Making Money, right? That green one that you have. I also would
Well,
encourage you to buy the journal piece of it
oh
and
yeah,
do the journal piece if you're looking to like actually
take actions into
take
what you read.
well yeah and like be more deep about it. Might be a little therapy jump for you. Therapy jump start.
Definitely won't hurt you.
Nope.
Uh,
Don't do that.
I don't know. I'm not an expert, and nor do I claim to be.
That was the first. So that was the first
book review of our book club.
book review of the book club. You're a badass. Thanks, Jen.
Thanks, Jen Sincero.
Bye, y'all.